Alright, welcome back to another episode of the 9-tile Megabase. I'm right where I left off last time. I made a few little adjustments here to the belt compression things. Namely, I either switched it to a side loader instead of the inserter one I had before, or I switched it to two inserters because it turned out there were still belt gaps occasionally, and now there aren't anymore. So thanks to the person that noticed. And I copied the plastic build here to down here, so I should have 8 fully compressed belts of plastic now, which is more than enough. And they're stuck right now, but they will be consumed in a second, because I've already started on the red circuit build, which will be the main thing today. And the unloading is starting to get really tricky. So what I'm doing here is unloading green circuits, then side balancing them here. Wait, there's something missing? No, never mind. So I'm unloading and balancing them here and side balancing them, and then putting them on half belts, which is nice. But then the plastic thing is already a bit wonky, because I'm like every wagon here is unloading on half a belt, so these chests will run empty and these ones will fill up, and it's not gonna be perfect. I don't think it matters because plastic is like a really short distance, so there should be trains incoming really quickly. But this should still be fine. Then I'm balancing this on 3 belts here, and I'm unloading copper, which is an absolute mess. The only way I could figure to do this properly is to unload these 2 wagons to the left, and then chicane them down here, and these 2 to the right, using red belts both, because 2 red belts are enough for what I'm planning. More on that in a second. And then I'm combining them here, and they go into this copper cable build, which this was a bit tricky because I have to... Okay, so maybe I should start with the plan. I already made a red circuit build, but then copied it and didn't make a blueprint, and now it's lost in my in the chain here because I built too many other things. But the plan will be something like this. 1 second. How did I do this exactly? Alright, here we are. This is what it's supposed to look like. So I'm gonna have input belts here and here for these long-handed inserters, and then I'm outputting it to down here and wiggling it through here, at least for the first few belts. And I'm gonna have these as to provide more resources to make the whole thing longer. So I'm going to want to have 3 belts of copper cables and 3 belts of this mixed thing. So this was fairly challenging actually to get done here, because I need 2 belts of copper plates for this setup, and of course I need to wiggle the initial 3 belts here, and then I'm going to have 3 belts of copper cables, and that's, if you count them up, that's 2 and 6, that's 8 belts, and that's more than I have room for, plus of course the train belt here. So what I'm doing here is basically switching designs. So I make 1 belt of copper cables here, and then another one here, and then for the third one I'm changing designs to a 1 beacon design, and I'm basically only have 1 red input belt here for copper plates, which is enough to make the last belt. And the whole thing gets a little bit longer, of course, than the first ones. But in the end I'm getting 3 nicely compressed belts of copper cables out of this, and now I'm gonna have to route them to the right belts here and make this tile a bit better maybe. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, yeah, one other comment that came up was maybe I should leave some empty spaces inside my base, so if I make any mistakes I could basically scooch a few things up and wouldn't have to like deconstruct everything. And honestly, I don't really feel like doing that. I feel like that's a bit cheating. I want this to work on the first try, if that makes sense. But I think as a compromise and to satisfy my need for tileability, I'm going to try and make things tile inside this 36 tile wide rail block. And as a consequence, I'm going to have free spaces in here. That worst case scenario I can fill. So I'm going to mostly from now on have segments like this. And if I actually run into issues, I can fill all these little spaces here. I think that's an okay compromise. I'm not gonna have huge empty spaces in my base, but I'm going to have these small ones, and yeah, if I mess up anything badly, I can get rid of those small spaces and probably mess up my rail signal distances or something. But yeah, like that, I think that's an okay compromise. If you disagree, let me know. And as I said, at the same time, this is going to mean... oh, crap. This is gonna mean that the tileability will be a lot nicer, so everything should look a bit more ordered than before, I hope. So should check these things before I start blueprinting them. But I think this is an okay design. I haven't... well, as I said, I built this before and tested it, and then now I rebuilt it from memory, but I think this should be fine. Yeah, the rerouting the belts here, I made a huge spaghetti mess first and tried to get this all the way down and I don't know what. And then I realized I only had to swap these 2 lanes and everything else was already fine. So yeah, this is working out nicely. I think this is starting to produce. And of course I'm missing this here. And I'm also missing a red belt down here, which will go here. There we go. Now this should actually be perfectly tileable. Let me see. Oh, there's power missing, and there's a bit of too much belt here, as always. But this should hopefully tile now. Yeah, there's a lot too much belt, of course. Yeah, perfect. And of course I'm gonna have to take care that I don't overfill this half red belt down there, so I'm gonna have to swap sides here when the time comes. But yeah, the time is not there yet. Yeah, I'm gonna build a few of these. This thing's gonna get massive. I mean, this is consuming approximately half a belt of copper cables, so this is gonna be 4 times as long before I have to do any rerouting. Yeah, I'm gonna figure that out and show the end result. Okay, I was just done with my build and trying to see if everything worked properly, and this balancer is horrible. I mean, look at it, there's 4 compressed belts coming in and there's like 2.5 coming out. So I'm not sure if it's just configured wrong. I don't know if that's gonna help. I didn't study balancerology and I'm honestly not willing to do it, but does this look like a balanced input? It kinda does. I might have to do some yeah, I'm probably just gonna let it run and see if it gets out of balance. I'm suspecting it will. Might have to change this. But yeah, I mean this at least now is outputting 3 compressed belts, which is necessary. Because that's what I'm consuming now. So yeah, it's this is the copper cables. It's lots of these small blocks, and then sometimes there's some belt shuffling going on. The first one's here, where I'm exceeding the half red belt capacity down here, so I'm switching this to the bottom lane, and then I'm filling this up, and yeah, it's a bit annoying, but I'm trying to consume those 2 belts and those 2 belts, or no, sorry, those 2 belts, and this is a bit more than 1 red belt of red circuits, so I would overfill the bottom belt here. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically borrowing half a lane from this copper cable belt here, because at this point it's almost consumed. So if I check here, this is like almost 2 belts, so there's only a little bit of copper cables left on this belt, so I can easily just use half of the belt for my red circuit overflow. I actually want to give this a priority, I think, so that this belt stays as empty as possible, so I can output the rest here. Yeah, this should definitely be enough. And then I'm just mixing them back together here to 1 blue belt, which takes the place of one of these belts here. And yeah, there's some rerouting going on here, and it's on purpose that these aren't compressed anymore, because it's only like there's 1 belt of green circuits and plastic and 1 belt of copper cables coming in here, and I'm splitting them to 2, like to 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom each, so I can just repeat my design here. And then there's a few more, and in the end this is what I'm getting out. It should be like 48 per second, so it should be a bit more than a blue belt. And this is not running. Why? Because there's not enough green circuits coming in. Yeah, it's not perfect yet. Why though? Did I mess something up here? I mean, this last thing should be more or less consuming, yeah, it's a bit more than half a belt of green circuits and plastic and 1 belt of copper wires. So this might just be... Why are these running out though? That's a bit weird. But yeah, I think this is going okay. I'm gonna let it run for a while and see if if this looks like it's running completely. And I'm gonna have to check how many of those I'm gonna need. I'm not sure actually. Okay, after making a few more adjustments to the balancing here, actually took quite a while, and yeah, things are getting complicated and cramped, but I think I hope it's working now. Let's see, because this, like, one side of this belt was filling up, and yeah, not everything was producing, so I was getting a little less than a full belt. Now it looks like I'm getting a bit more than a full belt, so yeah, that's how it should be. As I said, I think it should be 48 per second. So yeah, this looks like 48 to me. I mean, I'm not gonna bother making it exact, but if I look at, yeah, it's 2.9, 2.7 would be 45 per second. So yeah, this should be fine, I think. And I'm going to need 3 of those. So yeah, next thing to do will be just blueprinting this, and of course making a station to put it into. Let's see, this and this maybe, and okay, almost. So this will be the red circuit in. and I'm not gonna connect it yet, but almost. Well, there's no power anyway, but I don't want to connect it because otherwise, if it fills up before I've named the train stations here, the train's gonna start, and yeah, it's improbable with circuits because they have a large stack size, but yeah, still. So this is gonna be red circuits out, and this is gonna be red circuits in. So now I can deconstruct this one, and the train schedule is set. So I'm going to make a new train, template. Wait, did I copy it or did I take it? No, okay. And give this the correct name. I know this is not the technically correct name, but it's what I call it. And let's get all of this. Alright, I think that should be it. Let's make a copy for the book. And let's put this in here. And now I can hook it up and everything should be working. Why is this belt standing? I think I broke it somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the train thing, I'm not sure about now because I deconstructed a lot of the belt again and probably messed things up. Had this standing for a while, but this actually sorted itself out. So the issue from last episode with the fluid wagons not getting to the fluid stations should not be an issue anymore. Well, there's nothing here anymore, or right now, but yeah, once they come back in, actually it's good that the belt is cleared. It's not perfect, would be nice if there was actual flow, but it's better that the belt is cleared than if it's just stuck. So you can see it's running here and there's fluid wagons among these trains. So if I go all the way to the left, yeah, the belt's running. I guess this might still have a destination full. Let's see. Yeah, now the belt is stopped again. Just want to have this, see how long this is gonna wait before it starts. Yeah, it's gonna say destination full for a few seconds and then start. Yeah, here we go. But that's very much good enough for me. Comparing this to how it was before, I mean, this means there's basically always going to be flow. I might have to do a few more adjustments to this, but I think the train system should be sorted. Okay, yeah, the next, as I said, next thing to do will be, man, look at this monster, will be to copy the red circuit build, and then I'm definitely going to have to make more room here because I'm almost at the end again. So yeah, this is always a bit annoying. Yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is make 3 red circuit builds out of this. 1 second. Well, a bit more than 1 second, I guess. Okay, the second one's built. The third one's gonna take some time. Want to check if this is working properly because I'm a bit scared of making another huge train jam here. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait until this is properly filled, I think, because there's gonna be more trains here, and yeah, I don't want to have 30 trains waiting. And maybe I'm gonna, every once in a while I want to check just to see how much traffic there is. I mean, there's really not much yet, but it should start increasing, especially in this region. So yeah, these should be running a bit more now that I'm making red circuits, because it's going to take some time until my red circuit buffers are filled. And until then, there should be, well, not that much, I guess. And yeah, there's really little train traffic still. This is not looking too good here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to implement this improved train limit system, because this is already starting to get very thin here. Yeah, this is almost empty. I don't like that. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying when I'm pushing the train system thing further out to the right. I usually end up with this situation that a new train is ordered, so the train limit is full, and one of those gets stuck. So for some reason, one of those doesn't get assigned the job, or fits into the train limit thing. And then now all the other ones are stuck because the first one doesn't have a way or doesn't know where to go. But yeah, I think this should sort itself out in a little bit, I hope. Otherwise I'm gonna have to deconstruct this one train, but I want to see if this solves itself. And you can see it's set to 5-fold speed, but it's only managing like 3.5-fold. So yeah, things are starting to get a bit slower. Come on. I mean, I know why this isn't working. Because I forgot to put in the deconstruction planner and robots here. You can see I made quite a bit of new room. But yeah, this is not gonna do anything if I don't add this thing here. And I'm not sure if there's robots. Yeah, there is. So now, is this gonna move, hopefully? Yeah, here we go. Okay, now all of those are getting pulled. And I have a lot of new room to build things. Yeah, and I'm first gonna build the third red circuit thing, because I haven't done this yet. I don't really need this whole contraption here. This was only to see how much I'm producing, so I wanted to compress this belt fully and then see how much overflow there was. But I think I'm just gonna leave it in place. Doesn't do any harm. Why is this stopped again? Probably because I messed up and there were no new trains coming in, so this should start moving again shortly, I think. Okay, yeah, first order of business is making the third red circuit build. Okay, let's see all the trains come in. Plastic's gonna be first, because it's got the shortest distance. And yeah, I did put the deconstruction planners in. I think everything should boot up fine. This should be the last of the plastic trains that actually clog up the system. And yeah, there's no other trains coming in right now, so it's not an issue. I think this is all I have time for today, and I think I'm gonna, as a new outro thing that I'm gonna do every episode, I'm going to have a time-lapsed train ride along the whole base. Yeah, this is the green circuit trains coming in. You might have seen previously that initially there's too many trains coming in because I'm trying to fill up buffers here, and then once the thing's running, there shouldn't be any trains jamming up the system. There's copper coming in once the green circuits are unloaded, which is soon. Yeah, this takes a little more time because they have a large stack size. Now there's plastic trains coming in, so yeah, there's a little bit of a train jam going on, but this should be sorted really quickly. Yeah, there's more piling on. I mean, this is unavoidable if I start new things and I have like 3 different stations here that each order 4 trains to begin with. This might get even worse when I switch to the improved train system, because I think there's going to be more than 4 trains coming in initially. So I might have to be a bit more careful there. But you can see this is quickly resolving itself. I mean, now there's going to be trains standing at the copper station, but This should be even quicker because it has a smaller stack size. And I'm a bit curious why there's no trains coming in. And the belt's empty. Okay, that's something to worry about. Why? God damn it. It might just be that the belt's too long, but I don't think it should have made it by now. Let me see. It takes so long to go there. Yeah, this is all empty. Okay, I messed up somewhere. Probably one belt piece missing, I would bet. No, it's actually coming in. Okay, never mind. It was just very, very long and I was too impatient, of course. And there's trains standing here. I might increase the limit here a bit more. I don't think it matters really, but yeah. I mean, this is already self-sustained now, as it seems. So the limiting factor is how quickly I'm putting things on this belt, which I think should never be a problem, especially because I mean, all these outstations that are scattered across the base, they will fill up the belt as well. Like all of these stations, once they deconstruct a train, they contribute to how many trains are on here. So yeah, I think this should be fine. And the new red circuit machinery is started up. It's almost at full capacity, as it seems. Let's see if this goes up to the 48. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is red circuits sorted. I think the next thing will be... Well, I might actually do blue circuits next. I'm gonna have to do like sulfur and sulfuric acid and stuff. Should have maybe done this when I did the oil thing, but yeah, that's not gonna be too much work. It's basically only going to need iron and... What is it? Iron and petroleum. Yeah, but that's something for next episode. And then there's not that much stuff missing actually. There's blue circuits, and then there's all the rocketry things, and well, a few more intermediate things for science, of course. But yeah, I think this is only gonna be a few more episodes, and then like of building, and then it's probably gonna be hopefully not too much of error management and bug fixing and stuff, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm only really going to know how well this runs once I build science things and have like infinite consumers somewhere, so I can actually see how well this is performing. But yeah, it's gonna work one way or another. I'm confident. Okay, I think that's all for today. As I said, I'm gonna attach a little time-lapsed train ride. Probably gonna condense it down to a minute or so. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take in real time. But anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe see you next time.